The film commences by showcasing a male cat named Shirou, who possesses some undesirable habits. Shirou, who is someone's pet, often teases his owner, causing them to become quite exasperated. Despite being a cat, Shirou indulges in smoking and drinking alcohol. On the other hand, he has two friends who frequently meet him outside his home. One of them is a mouse, while the other is a bird. Shirou requests both of them to acquire alcohol for him while he simply sits and waits. Meanwhile, another black cat, who is also a friend of Shirou's, arrives and informs him that a stunning cat has recently arrived in town. Shirou is surprised that he hasn't visited her yet, so they decide to go together to take a look. The mouse and the bird can be seen on the opposite side, attempting to steal alcohol. However, the owner of the house catches the mouse in the act and snatches the bottle away, pushing the mouse aside. The bird comes to the mouse's rescue. Unsure of what to do next, they all leave together. On the other side, Shirou and his friends have arrived outside the same house where the new cat is present. The owner of the house has recently acquired this beautiful gray and black cat. Shirou and his friend eagerly await the moment when the owner will leave so they can approach the cat. When the owner finally steps out, they take advantage of the opportunity and try to enter the house. However, upon entering, the innocent cat becomes frightened by these strange cats and starts running around. At times, she clings to the fan, while at other times, she leaps around the room. Unfortunately, due to an electric current, she tragically dies on the spot. Witnessing this, Shirou and his companion immediately want to flee, but then the cat owner arrives. He is devastated to discover his cat lifeless. Simultaneously, an eerie feeling creeps up on the house owner as if someone is lurking behind him. To his surprise, it turns out to be Shirou and his companion. Witnessing their presence, the owner becomes infuriated, knowing that his cat met its demise because of these felines. As Shirou's friend, the black cat approaches the house owner, who impulsively flings scissors around, resulting in the cat's demise. Observing this, Shirou becomes angry, questioning how this person killed his friend. He immediately retaliates by attacking the house owner. In the midst of the scuffle, the house owner plummets from his upside-down flat, leading to his demise. Shirou feels no remorse, but rather a sense of satisfaction for avenging his friend's death. Subsequently, Shirou departs from the scene and heads towards his own abode. Meanwhile, a man emerges from the building where Shirou's house is located. The man informs Shirou that a kitten has come to meet him. Shirou inquires about the kitten's whereabouts, and as the kitten approaches, it becomes evident that it shares the same appearance as Shirou, with identical black stripes on its body. The kitten speaks with an air of certainty, claiming to be Shirou's son. Upon hearing this, Shirou dismisses the notion, believing it to be impossible, and continues on his way, ignoring the kitten. While making his way to his flat, Shirou spots some fish from a woman's room. Seizing the opportunity, he steals the fish, intending to have a party with his friends. As Shirou reaches the terrace and begins cooking the fish, he realizes that his friends have yet to bring alcohol. Frustrated, he storms out to confront them and directs his anger towards his owner upon his return. Eventually, he exits the premises, slamming the door shut, inadvertently causing his owner's guitar to break. The owner confronts Shirou in a fit of rage. Coincidentally, it is revealed that the woman from whom Shirou stole the fish is the true owner of the building, while his owner was merely a tenant. The woman also complains that Shirou has stolen her all fish and that the owner has not paid her. And you also hadn't paid rent for several months. Both of you are being kicked out of here, as the owner completely is ignoring the little kid about this situation. Shirou walks away. However, he notices a nearby cat, a beautiful white one. Two dogs are chasing after her, and upon seeing this, Shirou rushes to her rescue. He manages to defeat both dogs after a fierce fight and saves the white cat. As a result, the white cat is deeply impressed and they form a strong bond of friendship. On the other side, we witness the owner of the gray-black cat, who is presumed dead. When the doctor administers electric shocks, miraculously, he comes back to life. This indicates that he was merely unconscious and is now breathing again. Upon regaining consciousness, he remembers his cat and becomes extremely angry. He vows to seek revenge for his beloved feline companion, and Shirou also attempts to kill him. He leaves the scene, driving an ambulance, in order to find Shirou and end his life. On the other side, we see the kitten searching for a meal in the garbage bin. Suddenly, he spots the same dogs that Shirou had defeated. The kitten approaches them and asks if they have seen Shirou, as the dogs were discussing him. At the same time, the cat owner, who has regained his senses, arrives in his ambulance. Mistaking the kitten for Shirou, he tries to run him over with the vehicle, but the clever kitten manages to hide just in time. Meanwhile, Shirou, after picking some flowers, heads to meet the white cat. However, before he can spend any time with her, the two dogs show up again, and this time they overpower him, tying him up. These dogs were sent by the vengeful owner of the deceased cat. Meanwhile, the cat owner arrives at the scene. He was about to give an electric shock to both cats at once, as his own cat had also died from an electric shock. At that moment, the little kitten had been observing from a distance. In order to save his father, he bravely jumps in and frees them from the rope. As Shirou is released from the rope, he immediately starts fighting with the cat owner. After a fierce battle, Shirou throws him into a dustbin, giving him a final toss. Then the kitten reveals to Shirou that he is truly his son and even shares the name of his mother. Shirou then remembers and acknowledges that yes, indeed, the kitten is his son. However, Shirou doesn't pay much attention to this revelation. In front of the white cat, he advises the kitten to go to his mother, stating that he has no concerns with him. The little kitten sadly informs Shirou that his mother has passed away and then leaves the scene. Shirou goes back to the house where he used to live, but the owner ignores him. He remains outside the home with the white cat. Suddenly, the kitten arrives and punches Shirou, but it doesn't affect him much. In response, Shirou punches him back, teaching him how to fight. This leads to a casual friendship forming among the three of them. Now, all three of them feel hungry and come up with an idea. Shirou ties a basket to a rope and places the kitten, his son, inside it. He passes the basket through the building and hands it over to a man, asking him to give me some food. The kitten approaches the man and asks if he can have something to eat as he is hungry. In the meantime, the cat owner, who wanted revenge on Shirou, arrives. Mistaking the kitten for Shirou, he takes him away with him. When Shirou sees this, he starts chasing after them. During the chase, the man's car accidentally falls into the water. Shirou, in an attempt to save the kitten, also falls into the water. Underwater, he engages in a fierce fight with the man. After defeating him once again, Shirou emerges from the water, then the kitten joyfully hugs him. On the flip side, the white cat, Shirou's new buddy. The grandma kicks her out of the house and sets up a fence. So, Shirou and his pals couldn't get through. When Shirou arrives with that kitten, he screams upon seeing the fence. On the other side, we witness the rescue team showing up. They rescue the man from the water. He should have been dead this time, but due to the lightning strike, he miraculously comes back to life. Here, Shirou is pacing back and forth aggressively, while his buddies, the bird and the mouse, show up. They inform him that they couldn't find alcohol anywhere. Aggressive Shirou gets mad at them. Meanwhile, his friends suggest that all these problems are happening because they're poor. If they had money, they could buy everything they wanted. They propose to him that they should rob a bank. Shirou likes the idea, and they head towards a bank. The bird perches at a high spot to keep watch. The mouse sneaks into the bank from a spot, but the guard spots him. Luckily, the guard has a fear of rats, so he gets scared and faints. The mouse takes the keys from his pocket and invites Shirou and the kitten inside. Once inside the bank, they start moving forward and come across a large safe. They have no clue how to open it. Then, the kitten uses its skills to crack the safe. When it's cracked, they start filling their bags with money. But the police is alerted because of the security camera. They show up and start chasing them. The police car that arrives has the same man who wants revenge on Shirou. He overhears everything and realizes that the cat is indeed Shirou. He takes control of the police car and heads to the bank. Now, the police and the man show up at the bank. Before the bird could warn them about the police's arrival, it's already too late. After the rat grabs the money and heads towards the toilet, it leaves. The kitten and his father, Shirou, break the glass and escape. But how did they manage to get away from the police? They were on the verge of being shot at by the police. Meanwhile, the man seeks revenge on Shirou. He throws the policeman aside because he wants to take matters into his own hands. As Shirou and the kitten run away, they spot the man approaching them. Shirou comes up with a plan and throws the man off the building by grabbing his leg. However, this time the man has a gun and fires at Shirou. When the kitten sees this, he steps forward to protect his father. The bullet hits him, leaving Shirou in a bad state. He throws the money off the building and tells them to leave them alone. Shirou carries the kitten and starts walking away. Suddenly, he spots his owner driving by. Shirou informs him about the kitten and they rush to a vet clinic. Unfortunately, the clinic is closed as it is nighttime. So, they take the kitten to their house. Using tweezers, they try to remove the bullet from the kitten but fail. Shirou bravely uses his nail to extract the bullet. After the kitten regains consciousness, Shirou decides that they need to rest. Soon, Shirou's companions, the bird and the mouse, arrive. The mouse throws the money, and the bird brings a bundle of money, suggesting they can use it. However, the granny, the owner of the house, mistakes it for rent and bills. She takes all the money and gives them a single note. They decide to have a party with it. Meanwhile, Shirou notices the absence of the white cat and looks outside. The man has tied up the white cat, planning to take revenge on Shirou. Enraged, Shirou goes out to seek revenge. The house owner, who had kept Shirou as a pet, arrives, and they team up to fight the man. After a fierce battle, ultimately throwing him into the trash after defeating him. With their victory, they all stand united. The movie concludes on a happy note. Thank you for watching. For more animated films, make sure to subscribe to this channel.